on any of the general roads. Like I have a question on 210, 211.
Okay, I guess Mr. Pepper's
Question. For the in-service days that you have, but why can't we put in-service days either on a Friday or Monday and avoid Wednesdays, which is the middle of the week?
We did do that before. There was concern that the students were constantly missing on Fridays and Mondays and missing certain classes that were scheduled on Fridays and Mondays. And the intent was to get this onto Wednesday so there would be special classes. I can't explain exactly, but they didn't want to be consistently missing the same day.
Explain that again, please. I don't understand. In-service days, right? What is the reason we put them on Wednesdays versus Mondays or Fridays?
They're not all on Wednesdays.
Well, I agree, but there's still some.
Yeah, we tried to
My
spread them.
question is, can we put the in-service days either on a Monday or a Friday and avoid Wednesdays?
We can.
I mean, it's just much easier for families with kids. I mean, it helps them out. You know, it lets families have a long weekend, maybe, potentially, right? So it just creates a lot more options, and I would encourage and like to see all of the in-service days either be on a Monday or a Friday and remove, I think we have, I don't know how many Wednesdays are in here too. I would like to see the 210, 211 calendar changed, and thus I'll be voting no.
I agree with that. I've heard over the years from some families that a lot of the part-time parents especially, they work part-time and they're usually going to be working, they may have off Friday or be off Monday, but that middle of the week really puts extra inconvenience on them for child care issues. So I agree with Mr. Rearic on that.
I had always thought that the reason they were on Wednesdays or whatever was because we had to have them, I thought it was something in the teacher's contract that it had to be right after that. I didn't realize that that was our administration making that choice.
There is a sequencing issue that comes up at the end of the 9 weeks, and I have to double check on this, but we try and schedule the in-service day to do the grades and clerical day within 3 days of the end of the 9 weeks. Sometimes you can't get a Friday or Monday that way, but I can look into that.
Because, like you said, with the special classes or whatever, we only have so many in-services a year. So putting those weeks, we have a different type of schedule so they can kind of rotate. Because usually, what are you talking about in the elementary school, like when they have reading, math or health?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy.
But you know what I mean. Usually that seems to be an issue in the elementary schools, and if we could rotate those on those weeks, then we could avoid having to worry about if they're missing a special class, couldn't we? And that would be something, I guess, Dr. Kerr, you can.
Yes, just a couple comments. We certainly can take a look at next year's calendar, and we would do that in cooperation with the Armstrong Education Association. We have a meeting coming up very soon. One of the reasons that we did stay away from Mondays and Fridays was the fact that special classes like itinerant classes of art, phys ed, music, so forth, the children were missing those on a regular basis in a 9-week period. Example, Mr. Burkett's here this evening. He may not see particular classes that meet on Monday. He may only see them 3 or 4 times out of a 9-week period. So what we would do to correct that, or address it at least, would be we could take a look at a 6-day schedule. Some districts work on a 6-day schedule rotation, and that would have to be certainly considered so that we can work around those types of problems. So if you want to just pull or table General 2 for that purpose, we certainly will take a look at that with our teaching staff.
Okay, so if we have consensus of the board, should we pull this at this time? That would be General 2. We have consensus? Yes? Okay, we'll pull General 2.